Oh.
Is it is it named after the character in Deep Space Nine?
I didn't fill in the Hollywood Square.
Is it filled with what?
I
What'd you
didn't
say?
I didn't fill in
No,
there's
I'm sorry, Mike. What did you say? Not the Hollywood Square.
I asked if the cat was named after the character in Deep Space Nine. Was it Kira?
Deep
Is that what
Space
you
Nine.
said?
Okay, that's a good show. That was a I like that show.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Apparently, they're redoing it, or yeah, redoing it, making a
Oh,
new one.
well, they
No, I'm
shouldn't.
sorry. I'm thinking of
They should stop it.
yeah.
why
What am
would
I
they do
thinking of?
such a thing?
Oh Lord, what's the name of that? It was a sci-fi show where it was a space station, and the first season sucked because they had the wrong
Oh,
actor. Then they
Babylon
brought in
5.
Babylon 5. Thank you. I was about to say Bruce Boxleiter. I remember that, but I can't remember Babylon 5. Yeah, apparently they're going to redo Babylon 5.
Gonna be
Yep,
Babylon
yep.
6?
Don't know.
No, just 5 again. 5-2. Electric
5
I hope
Boogaloo.
more.
that's the title.
5 Mogan.
Electric
Okay.
Boogaloo in space.
I got a new job
Hooray.
that I will be jobbing while until I finish school. So it's if you're not in the medical field, you don't a lot of people don't understand what PRN is. PRN means you just work as needed. Like you decide your schedule. You they can call you, you can just say no. Or you can call them and say, I want to work every day next week and you can do it. So it's really nice. Except you don't get benefits, right? You don't get basic human necessity stuff besides money. So I applied for this job. I applied for several jobs online using one of these websites that just, sends your resume out to the world. And the next day I got a phone call from this dude. And it was just a quick phone interview. And the guy was based in Nashville. And phone interview was easy, got over that real quick. And then I asked him, I said, well, which hospital is this? And he said, I'm sorry. I said, where is the hospital? I asked him the wrong question. I didn't ask him which hospital. I asked him where the hospital is.
Mhm.
And he said, I don't know. I live in Nashville. That's Knoxville. I don't know. I said, well, can you send me the address? That'd be great. And this is on a Friday. And he said, yes, I'll do that. And then so the in-face appointment was Monday at 2 o'clock at the hospital for my full real interview.
Mhm.
Noon rolls around, no communication from this guy. I text him, I email him, asking for the address, nothing. So I just 2 o'clock, I went to the hospital I wanted, and went inside, and there was a couple of people, a couple of employees there working. They were helping somebody out. I don't know what they were doing, but when they finished, they asked me if I needed anything. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm here for an interview. They're like, oh, okay, and she ran off and grabbed this guy, and this about 5 minutes later, this guy walks out, and he was the house supervisor. He was like the day boss. And he looks at me, he said, "What's your name?" And I told him. He said, "Well, I don't have any men on my list of interviews today." I said, "Well, I'm not really sure if I'm at the right place. The person I talked to didn't give me the address, and I just kind of took my chances." It's like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "Well, are you looking for a job?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, come here. Let's have an interview." I'm like,
I'm here,
"All
aren't
right."
I?
What?
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, come on in." And so we sat down, and maybe 5 minutes, I had the job. Um, so it's kind of a running joke because HR has called me, and all the people that have to call you have called me, and every one of them has mentioned the fact that I walked in off the street, got a job. So the first thing I had to do was apply for the job that I got, and then I had
Mhm.
to go back and give them all the information proving that I was a nurse who just got this job. All
Mhm.
this it was so backwards. It was really funny. I just thought it was interesting.
I'm like, you skipped a
That's
lot
pretty
of
good.
steps. We need to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no.
Yeah, it was the next morning I got a call pretty early from HR, and she said, she introduced herself and said, "Did you bring in your information, or did you fill out an application?" Like, ma'am, I walked in off the street. I didn't expect to have a job there. She's like, "Oh, okay, that's you. I heard about that." I'm like, "Oh, great." I'm already a legend. I haven't even started.
You're the
Oh,
street
you're that guy.
Yeah. It
Street
helped
man.
that there was somebody there that I worked with before in a different hospital, a different psych hospital, luckily. And as soon as she saw me, she was like, "Ah!" She jumped up and gave me a hug. And so the guy that was showing me around the hospital was like, "Okay, you're actually a nurse. Thank God." So that was
Some
fun.
random guy.
That was an interesting. That was definitely the most interesting way of getting a job I've ever done. But I'm also 100% on every interview I've ever had. Every job I've ever interviewed for, I've gotten. So I have some sort of special set of skills to get a job when I need it.
It's called
Pretty impressive.
high charisma, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High bullshit is what I have.
It's the same thing.
I mean,
It's true.
It's the
That's
same
true.
thing.
I do have a BS. Thank you for laughing.
I got all of the laughs it deserved.
Thanks. All right. So now that we have the appropriate picture in Khaldoon's slot, um, Heath is going to have to bow out for a while for an undetermined amount of time because of work. So we're just going to vignette him out of the story, and when he becomes available to come back, then we'll vignette him right back in. But until further notice, Khaldoon essentially is working at Blue Crater Academy, doing research, teaching, and casting Fireball whenever possible.
Feeding Boxy.
Feeding tracking Boxy down. So until further notice, Khaldoon will not be a part of the story. But it'll be like Alma. You know, Alma was there, but in the background. So you guys in downtime, Khaldoon's there. He still hangs out with you guys and blah 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 blah. But Heath can't be here for a while. So there's that.
talk
Okay.
about the baby in the room as
The
opposed to the
baby?
monkey, as opposed to the elephant in the room.
The monkey.
Yeah, that was wrong mammal. Sorry.
So I don't see Cowart yet.
Yeah,
I don't think he's here.
I think it's just me and Mike watching the screen tonight.
And me. I'm watching.
Okay.
Thank you to
That,
our
that
viewers.
accounts to the 3 people in the room.
Right.
Oh no! I had to turn mine off because it was using too much of my internet.
Thanks for your support.
You can leave yours off, Rachel. we need all the bits coming our direction.
I know.
All right. Well, Cowart, I hope you get here. If you're going to make it, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's vignette time. So that was Heath's vignette.
Oh, wait.
What I just did.
Oh.
Oh no. There we go. My computer just went weird. So let's start this vignette with Farazan. How's that sound?
Yep, hold on one
I'll
second.
allow it.
There's a bot.
It heard how popular we were getting.
Flat
Yeah.
mounting. Leave that one alone.
Oh my!
Yeah. Oh my.
They sound like they
Mercy.
want to watch.
Oh my day. Oh, bye bot.
Heavens to Megatroid.
Megatroid.
So I guess it's been a couple of weeks. The last thing that happened was you guys had. Oh, excuse me. You guys had brought Zenith back from the temple, brought him into town after much deliberation as to whether or not he would kill the entire town. Took him to the house of Splinter Shield, dropped him off with the priests of Wejas, and literally that's where we left off. And that's where we're going to pick up, like that moment. Rachel, I think you said Alma was going to go grab a drink. Tarathiel was hanging out. He was going to make sure everything was on the up and up. And Farazan had walked off to go talk to Sky. And you were in the middle of talking to Sky when we finished. And luckily enough, Khaldun had decided to go back to the academy, and that's where he is now. So, Farazan, you went and you talked to Sky. Did we finish with her? I wasn't sure if there was anything else that you wanted. Um, so she told you that due to the tax increases, she was going to have
Mhm.
to close shop, and she was going to be going to Sassarine, um, try to rebuild her business there.
Yes, I think that's that, and they're still looking for a belt, but I'd have to go to Caesarine to get the belt.
Yeah, and she did say that the belt was pretty rare, what you're asking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite literally, very rare. Um, so it was just a lot harder to track that down because people that have them don't want to get rid of them.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So what is Farazan up to?
So once once he's done with that, um, I don't know. He's probably going to start looking around. If there's any. Um, I know where he ends, but it's the getting there that I don't know. I don't know how we get there. Um, but he'd probably go check on the what's the name of the orphanage?
The uh, God, dude, man, ask me the lantern.
Lantern Street Orphanage?
Thank
Lan-
you,
Lant-
Lantern Street
yeah,
Orphanage.
he'd probably go over to the Lantern Street Orphanage and check on the kids because I know um I know that we've got a few threads that haven't been fully knotted off. But Farazan, wouldn't be remembering that, but he would remember that there's some kids without permanent homes, and that would tug on him a little bit, so he would go over and check on them.
Okay, so you go to the Lantern Street Orphanage. You knock on the door, and one of the employees, uh, the groundskeeper, the new groundskeeper,
Mhm.
who is a older human who has replaced the recently deceased Patch. Um, he knows who you are. He doesn't know you through the Lantern Street, but he's a citizen of Cauldron, and he recognizes you. And he waves excitedly. He's like, "Oh, Farazan!" He goes and he runs inside, and you just hear him yell, "Hey, kids! Farazan's here!" And you just hear this eruption of yays from kids, and they all pour out of the orphanage and turn you into a monkey
Mm.
jungle gym.
Monkey Bars, Jungle Gym, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then
yes,
Gretchen strolls out laughing behind him slowly.
yep, yep, yep. He puts them through their. He's the gym teacher,
Mm.
Everyone, time to take a lap, that sort of thing. Just teach them how to doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. It's like you are awesome, you are awesome. Just being generally encouraging.
All right. So while you're being a general, you notice something that may or may not worry you. Tarim is not among the children that are out there.
Okay,
And
and
Tarim,
he's
do you remember who Tarim is? The young boy that you got from Malachite Fortress?
we did get him from Malachite Fortress, didn't the
The older in the
Mike,
dress did.
the beholder in the dress got them return Tarim to
Yes.
the thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because there were three. I don't remember their names that we brought back, and then the fourth one did get taken by the beholder, but then someone did drop him off.
Yes. A
Him or
woman who was dressed in dark clothing and wearing a dark veil brought him back. The day after that, he disappeared.
okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, BW. There was very little banter. We jumped right in today.
Senpai. Hey.
Senpai.
Yeah. Yeah. Just want to jump right in because usually the vignettes kind of go long, and I didn't want to keep everybody up too far past their bedtime.
Yeah. 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 It's been busy, so I don't have as far as like anything that Farazan would be doing other than checking on the kids and probably spending a little bit of time, with his drawing pad.
Okay. Well, you did mention something pretty big that you wanted to do during the vignette, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how we get there. That's what I was
Oh,
I
well,
was
we
I was
just say it.
speaking
You're
I was speaking in code.
okay. Uh,
Smash cut.
It's
so you finish up at the orphanage. Um,
Oh, I think I know how to get to at least the right location.
okay.
So yeah, when he's got when we recovered a lot of the we stripped the red dragon, and we took a lot of the materials with us, not all of them, obviously.
You took some, but you
Some,
left a lot of it behind because it
yeah,
was a big dragon.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we
Yep. Yep.
do have a bag of holding question mark.
I think Alma does.
Yeah,
Is that right?
we would have had access to some of it, I guess. Um, but yeah, he would have taken those over to Khaldun at the Blue Crater.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Just to give it to him.
Yeah, in
Oh,
Aiden's research, and then
gotcha. Gotcha. I
and
thought you
then
were wanting something for it or wanting him to do something with it.
I mean, I don't have any ideas other than if he can make a belt.
He can,
Yeah.
but it would cost him
Uh-huh.
about 5,000 gold, and it would take him about a year and a half
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
by himself.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But yeah, so that's him getting to the location. So I don't know how you want to do
Why don't you
the other
just say
part.
what you want to do?
Okay. So
All
at
right.
some point, they are talking about what to do with the materials, and I assume Farazan, as he is, may not understand the magic. He doesn't have the words to this. What do we do with this? What does he do with this? And eventually, Khaldun remembers that he has a headband that no one that isn't being used.
The headband of intellect. Yeah.
The headband of
Yep.
intellect.
Yep.
And so he offers it to Farazan to say, maybe this will help you articulate what we can do with this. And Farazan, not really, understanding the implications, will take it, put it on, and then go sit, relax for an hour, and attune to
Okay.
it.
So you're getting IV ADD medication right now.
Yes. Yes.
So
Nice.
just to remember, that is an attunable item. It will
Mhm.
take up a slot. Just FYI. Okay.
He
Yeah.
does. He
So
does have the third. He does have the third slot, and from
all right.
there, then it becomes the montage.
You get the cerebro on your head.
Mhm.
So what was your intelligence prior to
The intelligence base was 8.
8? So you went up 11 points in an hour.
Mhm.
So you put this circlet of intellect that Khaldun had made, that was made at the Blue Crater Academy. Um, and Khaldun's like, well, why do you want this? I mean, it's yours. I don't need it. I'm smarter than that anyway because I'm brilliant. Um, why do you want to wear this?
To and this is before he puts it
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So says it may help me in battle to analyze and see things that I may not see now, and if it may be able to help me remember some of the lessons I was taught at the monastery.
Okay. Feel like that's a pretty Heath thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's
go
like
for it, bud.
it's like you know him.
It's
Right?
like he was here.
Yeah. So now you take the circle, you put it on, you
Mhm.
sit there and chill for an hour, and all of a sudden it's like, you ever seen the movie oh god, I
Limitless?
just lost the name of it. Limitless.
Limitless.
Yeah. You just got a dose of Limitless. So you put this thing on, your intelligence jumps 11 points. You are now one of the smartest people on the planet, right? I mean, Most people don't hit 20, and 18 is like natural normal. So you now have an intelligence of 19. You're smart Hulk.
Yep. Yep. And he like
Awesome.
all of those like all of the
Smoke.
all of those things that he's forgotten over time, that he's just maybe wasn't paying attention to, or all of those things that, like, that's what I see, like that intelligence rush is like he just all of a sudden remembers like
Yeah.
all of this stuff.
And things just click. Like things that you used to like wonder about, now it just makes sense. It's like a clarity thing.
Yeah. And so when he comes back, he walks over to Khaldun, and he's normally not quite, you know, like um as expressive. So when he comes back to where Khaldun's, reading or whatever, he'll walk up and just like pick him up and like, well, he's not a little guy, so he'll just got like put an arm around him, because he's kind of I think Khaldun's pretty tall. Put
Yeah.
an arm around him. He's like, thank you. This has opened my mind. I can remember all of these things now. There's we we have so many questions we haven't explored. Do you know any of your any of your magic? Would they be able to answer some of the find out what happened to the
Slow down.
beholder,
Your
the
thoughts
child?
going in
Yeah,
your head.
he's going too fast.
So can I use magic to do what?
There's a child missing again. And I forgot his name already. Taryn. Uh
Tear 'em.
Taram from the orphanage. I just went to visit them and he wasn't
Really?
there.
That's the one we rescued in the first place, or tried to.
Yes.
Well, that's not good.
No, and and what's her name? Jinya or
Virginia.
uh no,
Gretchen.
the Gretchen. Yeah, see, I can't remember all this stuff, so I need to work on playing an
Need your
intelligent
intellect.
character. Yeah. What I need to do
I
is get
have-
Mike's notes.
I have
That's
I need Mike's notes.
Me too.
Jeez. Yeah, your notes are incredible. So you're sitting, you put this thing on, you go back to see Khaldun, and he was kind of waiting on you. He was like, I wonder what this is gonna do. Like what's gonna happen?
his notebook out. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
it was
cool.
like this is weird. All right, so you're smart now. Good job. Yeah, that's a problem. If Taram's missing, then I can try to cast. Do I? Yeah, I think Heath actually said he was taking scrying. No, no, no. I talked to him off air. He didn't take scrying. So, well, I mean, I might be able to. That's not something I've learned yet. Um, but I bet you Alma could. She can get that directly from Biori.
there's also the option of asking the
You have a headache?
no, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just curious. Like,
Did
Well,
did this give you a headache when you were wearing it? You never seem to complain about such things, but then I don't remember you complaining much about anything.
well, now that you're smart, I don't feel so bad saying you were pretty dumb. I wasn't.
It is true. I was this has definitely opened my mind.
Good. Good. Open mind is a good thing.
Before it was just an empty open mind, but hopefully I can fill it soon.
Well, I could teach you some stuff.
Like
You
what?
want to learn some magic? Fire, burn things. Grr.
I don't understand the joke, but it would be a good use of my time, I think. Even our adventures together, I already know the words too. And he recites the words that he uses for detect magic.
And you suddenly sense magic in the room.
Ooh.
And because he looks at you, he's like, how did you do that?
You do that all the time. I just remembered the words. Is that all this sort of magic is? To remembering the words?
Well, no. I mean, there's a lot to it. Been studying for years. I don't just. Well,
You
Yeah,
do
pretty
read
much.
that
It's
book
just
of
words.
yours an awful lot.
Yeah, and if you plan on learning this stuff, you might want to get your own book started. You're welcome to look at mine and use it as much as possible. But it's going to take some. You might be pretty smart, but it still takes a lot of studying. Brains will only take you so far.
Yes, and feet take you much for as far again as well. But the matter at hand, we should probably go check on Tara.
Well, I've got some things to attend to right now. Um, go check on Tara.
Okay. Be well. And he claps him on the shoulder. And he
Gives you
probably goes to find Alma.
live long and prosper.
Yep.
Okay. Alma was going to go hole up at the Drunken Morkoth, or were you going to go to the Tip Tankard? I can't remember what you said.
I think the Drunken Morkov.
Okay.
Can Farazan do magic now?
So we're going to go ahead and lift the veil a little bit. Jamie asked if he could retrain a little something, and that's what we're doing. And that's what
Okay.
we're setting this up for. Do you want to let him know
Cool.
what you're retraining for during your vignette?
Yeah, that's fine. He's going to be replacing the feat where Matt was allowing us the second subclass. He's going to be replacing the Rune Knight class with the Eldritch Knight class, and
Cool.
probably
So
a feat or two, or probably another feat. Whenever we've got the downtime to do that.
yeah, so I mean, it's just like retrain. As a DM, I'm of the opinion if you're not having fun with your character, change it. And so I have no problem. You could, I mean, Alma, you could retrain your entire character for a barbarian if you wanted to, as long as you wanted to stay as Alma and you're happy with that. So this seems to me like a very little thing. So it's not going to take too long because the Rune Knight already has some pretty significant magic
Mhm.
infused in the abilities itself. So it's not that big of a stretch to think, I'm a brilliant now, and I'm going to start actually learning how to do this instead of just doing it intuitively.
Yeah.
So that will be your retrain during the vignette time,
Okay.
but not right now.
Very cool.
As of right now, you're still Rune Knight until we pick back up next time.
Yep.
Night.
All right. So what did you say you were going to do now?
Oh,
Oh, you're going to see Alma.
Yeah, go find Alma.
All right. Found her. She is at the
Hello.
Drunken Morkoth.
Yes.
Alma, there's something we need to address. We need to find Taram. He's the young boy that the Beholder took away when we were in Jadaroon. He's talking a lot faster than he normally does. And he's probably like kind of animated, which he normally isn't. But he says, Khaldun said he did not have the magic to be able to locate him. Do you have a connection with Biori that may be able to locate this child?
I do. What's going on with you, bud? Why are you
Nothing.
talking like that?
Talking like what?
Really fast and here and here and here.
He kind of points to his head. I think there was like a gem or something. It was an
Yeah,
ion stone.
it was a burnt iron stone, and you recognize it. You
Yeah.
recognize
Okay.
as Khaldun's old brain circlet.
He says Khaldun has opened my mind. He gave me the gift of faster thought, so I may be getting used to it. I apologize.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole new relationship. But yeah, I can definitely help. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to try her out.
Okay. And he says, and I do apologize. I came right in and started asking questions. How are you?
I'm well. I'm 2 in. Would you like a beer?
No, thank you. I would like to keep my mind clear for now.
Oh, sure.
It's very new.
Stick in the mud.
Overrated.
All right.
Maybe if it becomes too
all right.
much.
I realize that this is a matter of importance, so I'll finish my rest of my beer. and I will attempt to do scrying, which I've never done before.
I
It's one of
will
your
wait.
fancy new spells.
He sits
Yeah.
down and he starts tapping on the table. Then he realizes he's tapping on the table. Sorry.
So, um, in that case, was there anything else, Farazan, that you wanted specifically to do for your vignette?
Um, just the retraining. So
Okay,
whenever we've got
so
you know,
that'll take place
mm,
behind the scenes in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
background. So it will have happened by the time we next time we pick up next week.
Oh,
So this
yes, yes, there is, but it probably
okay.
won't come to his mind until after this. The he's had with that like kind of intelligence blast. He's had that nightmare about his family twice now, hasn't he? Like the same.
At least, at
Okay,
least.
okay. So at some point when the time is when there's not something pressing, um, he'll either again go to Khaldun or bring it up to Alma, um, or ask. He doesn't know who would know anything about dreams, so he would start asking around, about the meaning of it. Is you know, it can't be a coincidence that I've had the same dream multiple times. Once I can understand. Well, now I can understand, but but multiple times the same events is unusual and should be investigated.
So you bring that up with Khaldun, and he nods. He said, "Well, I had the same, I had the same nightmare multiple times too, and it's got something to do with whatever's going on with that Zenith. Because when he screamed and everybody just like and took all that damage, those nightmares were just flashing through your head while you're awake. So now that you're smart, you you think back. You had the nightmare, you had the same nightmare again, and then when Zenith screamed, that the smoking eye let me out. You had those nightmares going through your head, and everybody in the party had the same nightmares again when that happened. So it's not just you that's happening to, and
Okay,
it's happened more than one time.
okay, okay. But yeah, so there's the origination of these nightmares was our time at the Lucky Monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
looking to Mike to check his notes. Lucky Monkey, but these two things seem unrelated. But uh, now there's definitely some sort of connection between the magic of Zenith and the magic of whatever caused them originally, right? You would think that
Well, the
there's something.
biggest this is Khaldun. The
Mm,
biggest relation is the fact that when it happened over a massive area.
mm,
When we were at the Lucky Monkey, people in Cauldron were having nightmares. When we were down in the temple, things were dead for a long, long way. And thinking back when you were leaving the caves, it never really came up, but when you were leaving the caves for, I don't know, half a mile,
mhm.
you would occasionally see dead rats or dead critters or dead bats on the ground. And then about half a mile out, it stopped. You didn't see any more dead animals. So Khaldun is just like, that's massive, that's huge, that's square pi times five or whatever. Smart people say. Um, so he's like, these are related. These have to be related.
Would you assume that the source of whatever power that was given to Zenith would be the same, or at least connected to the thing that caused it originally?
I don't know. That's still something we're trying to figure out. I'm actually researching what this whole carcerai thing is on his face, and I'm coming up kind of empty. All I'm finding is like this symbol is a symbol for the plane of carcerai using planar script.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna try to keep looking, see if I can't find anything. I might
Well,
be up here a while.
if you need any help, um, I may be able to come back after we locate Tarim or find out what has happened to him.
I'm gonna have to get used to that, aren't I?
Finding Tarim?
No, you helping for research.
Well, I mean, I can reach the higher books.
Carry along.
Says, you have said this is a place of higher learning, and now you can reach the higher. I can reach the higher shelves.
Well,
He said,
the circlet didn't help your jokes.
I think they're funny.
Still? He laughs. He's laughing.
So,
Okay, that happened before you went and found Alma.
Yep. Okay.
You found Alma, and you talked to her. Let's do the scrying. So,
Mhm.
nice little segue into Alma's vignette. Since you were anything else, Farazan? Was there anything else you
Nope.
wanted to do?
Nope. All good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Miss Alma,
I just wanted to say the whole thing with Farazan reminded me of Flowers for Algernon. Do y'all remember that?
Oh,
what,
It hurts.
why is that familiar?
I was
No.
like, what happens when the crown comes off?
oh
Um,
no.
anyway, but yeah, I'll also just to double back a little bit, tell Farazan that I can now talk to God and ask them yes or no questions. So if you have any questions you might be thinking of, you can share them, and I might be able to ask.
Well, I mean, we would want to know if Tarim is okay. Was
Sure. Well,
So, what spell are
I'm
you
saying about the
referring to?
dreams and things like that. I'm commune.
Commune? Okay.
Okay.
That's like a once a week thing, right?
Mm,
Or there's
let me look.
less and less chance if you cast it more than once a week.
I think that's what it is. I had the wrong spell up. So
Is it one of
Um,
those yes or no, and they do
mhm.
they have to answer correctly? The
Yeah, they're not they're not as big as dicks they are in 5e as they used to be. Like, if you cast a wish, you don't have your whole body turn inside out because that's the way the wish turns. All that stupid crap. If the spell says it does something, it does something. I'm not gonna twist its words.
yeah.
Um,
And I'm
It's
sorry,
like
I
it's
forgot
kind
to
of
add
like
Sirenscape. There, I brought in our jazz. I forgot to bring in our
oh,
jazz.
smooth jazz, just in time.
yay. No, I was just gonna say like it could be like an unclear or like riddly kind of answer, and it has to be a yes or no question.
Okay.
But still pretty cool.
Mhm.
Cast it.
Just
No,
before,
I'm not doing that right now.
right before you do that, have you seen the scene from
Sure.
the D&D movie, the where they cast the Speak with Dead?
Speak with Ted, yeah.
I'm avoiding all
No.
all
Me too.
previews, all spoilers for that
Yeah.
movie.
That's the one thing I've seen other than the trailer, and it's perfect. It's dead on perfect. So, but all right, I'll get out of the way.
Homework for the week.
When's that movie supposed to
Okay.
come out?
Soon.
This week. Well,
This
next week? Next week. I think this week is Shazam. Next week is.
All right. Well, I know what I'm
Indeed.
watching next week. D&D.
D&D.
All right, Miss Alma, you are sitting in the Drunken Morkoth, and Farazan's come in, and he's like, "Hey, look at me. What are you doing?"
Okay.
Farazan.
So I'm definitely down with this plan, and it kind of meets together with something that I wanted to do anyway that I don't know if I can already do, which was to create holy water.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to Jenya anyway because I want to kind of ask her some questions about what's going on around town because she seems to always have her, ear to the floor,
Close enough.
ear on the door,
Ear to the ground.
something like that. She knows what's going on.
Nose to the
Usually.
ceiling.
Yeah.
So as far as the holy water goes, I'm going to equate that to just like a potion. So I think the cost of holy water, like you could buy it in the book for like 50 gold, is half of that. So if you want to make holy water, you being a 9th level priest, I mean, you damn near pee holy water at this point. So you can, if you want to make a vial of holy water, just deduct 25 gold, and it will take a day for one vial. No big deal. Yeah, you have no trouble doing that at this point.
Okay. All right. So in this situation, because we've been talking a lot about components and stuff, so
Mhm.
Scrying requires a focus of at least 1,000 gold pieces, like a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water.
Okay. So as a DM, finding the items that cost things like that aren't consumed, or even if they are, if you're in a town of any size whatsoever, you can just buy it. If you were down in the temple when you leveled up and you wanted to cast scrying, I'd say no, you don't have the mirror, you have no access to it. But you're in Cauldron, if you got 1,000 gold, just take it off and you now have a scrying ball, mirror, whatever you choose to use.
Okay. Trying to think of something better than a crystal ball or a silver mirror. Those are both pretty good. It'd be kind of cool to have a crystal ball, I guess.
Just need a
You
portable
do the-
koi pond.
What was that called? Somebody named the name of that juggling that they did.
Fushigi.
Fushigi.
Fushigi. Okay.
Contact juggling, yeah.
You can become a Fushigi master.
What about a pocket Zen garden?
Mm-hmm.
Could that be my focus?
Yes. I
Pocket
don't know
of
what that is,
sand.
but yes, of course. I absolutely.
Yeah, it's like it's like a little compact, and it has sand and a little rake, and you can like kind of.
Does it not just like dump out
Meditate
when
a
you put it
little
in your
bit.
pocket?
It's
Or
sealed.
reset? Or reset, I guess. I don't
It
know.
was 1,000. It was 1,000 gold pieces. It's a little better than a Ziploc baggie.
That's what you bought for 1,000 gold. Somebody's like, "Yeah, I got you a Zen garden. It's actually cocaine, but you'll feel Zen."
Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm gonna have it be. It's really nice, and it's made of silver. And when I open it, it has a little silver rake in it, and that's what I use for my focus.
All right. So that's for
And
your
I don't really-
shrine? Is that for shrine? Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And you'll have to help me with it because I don't really know how any of like this works. I've read it like 1,000 times, and I still don't.
Scrying spell?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you wanting to use it?
Yeah, I want to use it. I mean,
All
if
right.
he tells me that a kid's missing and I can find a kid, then I'm gonna find a kid.
So, how long is the description of scrying? Is it like 5 pages, or is it a little blurb?
It's I mean, I guess it's kind of a blurb. I don't want to read the whole thing.
Nowhere.
I can.
Let me look it up.
Okay.
Take a look real
Wonderful.
quick. Scry.
Basically, the target gets a wisdom saving throw, and then there's a bunch of modifiers based on what you know or what you have related to the creature, related to the
Right.
target.
Oh. Okay. So, cast. It takes 10 minutes to cast. And what you're wanting to do is scry on Terra. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, I can try.
Okay.
See where he is, if he's well.
I'm going to call him familiar. You know the target well. You're not quite you're a little more than first hand, but the next thing is familiar. So familiar, and
Okay.
You could get a garment from. You could easily get a garment from the orphanage.
Okay.
Actually, you could probably get some hair off of his pillow or something. So you could have a save modifier of -15 very easily for this kid.
Okay.
All right. So, you pull out your Zen garden in the Morkoth. You take a chug of beer and start raking.
Oh my
Taking
god.
10 minutes to.
Sorry, my dog just got let in. It scared me. I apologize.
You start casting. And 10 minutes later, you have your perfect Zen garden, and complete the spell, and you get nothing.
Okay. I mean,
Let's see,
do I take that to mean that he's
It means so on a save, they're just not affected, right? So you don't find them. So it's basically a success, but it's not quite just a success. Like, it's like when you punch and you completely miss, it's different than punching and hitting and being stopped. You didn't find anything. Your scry did not fail. It's just you couldn't find him.
Do I take that to mean that he's not on this plane of existence?
That would be one good explanation.
Okay.
There are other explanations. You know that Tarathiel has something that if you tried to scry on him, it would not work. So that's not the only explanation, but it certainly is a possibility.
Get a bag of
Okay.
holding.
All right. Well, that was less eventful than I had hoped, but I'm really happy to have been able to use my new spell. So,
Successfully.
yay. Yeah, well, so 2 other things that I had written down. It was just Jinya and then looking up that dwarven ritual that I couldn't quite figure out.
So, again, let's look at that scrying. He had a negative
Okay.
15 to save, and you didn't see anything. So I want you to, like, you as casting the spell, are like, this should have worked. I mean, I've got his toenail, and I know the kid really well. I should have found him. Nowhere. So
But Rachel doesn't really know what that means. I just want
That's
to throw
okay.
that out there.
neither does Alma.
Okay.
So it's okay.
Okay.
Alma
Good,
has
we're
no
on the same
idea
page.
as to why she couldn't find him, any more than you do. So, but the thing is you know the spell well enough that with all the information you had and the body part, you should have picked him up with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
Especially a kid, like a dumb little kid with no wisdom at all. Yeah, it's like scrying was made for worrying mothers, just to find their kids. But
Oh,
no, you did not find Taram.
Okay. That's a
And what was
bummer.
next?
Jinya.
Jinya. All right. You head to the Temple of St. Cuthbert and Rufus. Hi. What you doing?
Hi, I was looking for Jinya. Is she around?
I was looking for Jinya. And he just chuckles. Yeah, she's here. Hang on. And he runs back to the back and he comes back out. She said, come on back.
I go on back.
All right. She's sitting there at her desk. You've been here many, many times before. And she looks up and she smiles brightly. Hey, Alma. What's up?
Hey, and I give her a little squeeze, a little hug. I feel like we're
Yep.
You know, in
were
that realm.
You were definitely the
We're hugging.
hug close.
So I guess Taram's missing. Have you heard?
No.
Yeah,
When?
he's gone from the orphanage. Curzon just told me today.
And she just, Rufus! She screams out. And he comes in. Yes, High Priestess. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were right outside. Would you please go to the Lantern Street Orphanage and find out more about what happened to Taram? Of course. And he turns and heads out. Well, let's get to the bottom of this.
And I tried to scry on him, and there was just nothing.
Really? Because as
Nothing.
you're saying that, she's pulling out a crystal ball and she just puts it back up. No, she does. She actually pulls it out. She's like, "Well, let's just be sure. I have no doubt that you are skilled, but let's double check to make sure." And she starts casting it, and she takes the toenail and holds it and thinks fondly of Taram. And at the end of her 10 minutes,
Gently
she
under her tongue.
she after she finishes the spell,
Oh,
and she looks at you like kind of non-believing. I can't find him either. I mean, oh, that's great. Didn't you say a beholder came and got him?
Yeah.
Just when I thought things were going to be peaceful for a while. Okay, well, let's see what Rufus turns up. Scrying's not going to work. We're going to have to see. Well, we need to talk to Gretchen and see what she knows.
Yeah.
Well, let's stay calm. Let's not jump to any conclusions. You
Have
guys
you ever
hang out
seen
for
anything like that before?
failing a
Like, do you
scribe.
know if that happened? Yeah.
Not when I have that much
Oh, good
information.
one.
If I have their toenail and I know them personally, I'm gonna find them.
Yeah.
So that should have worked. No, I've never had that happen before. And you guys, she chit chats for a moment, waiting for. She's, let's wait and see what Rufus can find out from the headmistress. And about half an hour passes, and Rufus comes quickly walking back in. Gretchen says that he was there last night, and when they went to wake all the children up this morning, he was gone. The doors are locked. No, and we keep guard now. Or he says that Gretchen says that they now keep guard on the children during the night. Somebody that works there just keeps an eye on them so they can't be taken or escape. He didn't come or go. So I don't know when he left or how he left, because he didn't come out the door, nor did he leave out the window.
Well, that's certainly odd.
Yeah,
I'll have to think about that. I mean,
I will too.
I'm best when I'm with my party because they are smarter than I am. So I'll take this information back to them, and we'll get it. We're gonna find him. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure he's just
Just
wandered off. Well,
well, I don't
no,
think that's true.
no, he's
but-
not just wandered off.
Yeah, that didn't happen,
We would have
so-
tried him, wouldn't we? That was silly. I'm
Yeah.
silly sometimes.
There's
Silly,
a lot of
silly
reasons
Virginia.
that didn't happen. Okay. So I have written here on my notes, just that like as we came back, that taxes are skyrocketing. The human guard is more than half orc than human. Is that right?
The half orcs are the majority now of the city
Oh,
guard.
more half orc than human.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's more. Yeah, less human than human.
So what's up with that? Oh,
So,
this
Rob Zombie. Anyway,
not
I
me.
I don't know. I know what I've been told is that the taxes are going up to pay for the more security. Apparently, these half orcs are costing a lot more than our regular guards were, and they're also the yard, the yard where they do the training for the guards and where the jail is and where the captain of the guard lives. They are round the clock training these half orcs. I mean, they're drilling day and night, different shifts. So these new guardsmen are being really trained up, and apparently that's costing a lot of money. I don't know. I've had several of my parishioners who used to be guardsmen who have lost their job because they've been replaced with half orcs, and I'm trying to help them find another position somewhere. But these people are, I mean, they've done the same thing for 10 years. They don't know anything else. I'm trying to find them some work out with in the farms down at the base of the mountain, base of the volcano. But I don't know. It's very, very odd. And she kind of holds a finger up for a second. She casts a spell, and you recognize it. She casts detect magic just quickly, and
Mhm.
looks up for a second. She goes, "Okay, it's clear." I don't know. This started 3 months ago. They started coming in. I haven't been able to find. Well, you found source. You found out where they were coming in through the bathhouse. But I had that checked, and that has been shut down. that dwarf, whoever it was that you found, and all those half orcs that were streaming in, they're not using that anymore. So wherever they're coming in, it's not there. But they're still coming in, because if this rate continues, there won't be a human guardsman in 2 months. And these are not just guardsmen; these are mercenaries. I mean,
Yeah.
they're being hired for a purpose, and it's a little unnerving, to be honest.
I agree. Do you feel like somebody's listening or watching us? Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
At least 5 people.
So I don't know
Well-
if you. I don't know if. I don't. You may not remember about. I don't know, 20, 30 episodes ago, you were talking to. It was right after Patch died, and there was scrying, and you went and talked to Jenya, and you mentioned something like that. She's like, "Oh crap!" And she was like being real coy about it. She cast detect magic, and she's like, "I'm being scryed on. I don't know who it is." And
Okay.
that's when you guys were like, "Yeah, we're being scryed on too." So when she just cast
Okay.
detect magic, you
Being
know it was-
careful.
so nobody hear her talking.
Okay.
And she after she casts that, she starts like, I'm having to do that constantly. I'm constantly having. But if I do anything, even remotely outside of church business, I make sure whoever it was isn't watching. You guys need to be careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jenya did a
All
bug
right.
sweep.
Well, you
That's right.
too.
House is clear.
Yeah. This house is clean.
Coward. The scrying was coming from inside the house.
Oh no. Well, Jenya, I enjoyed having an afternoon with you. I've definitely missed our time together.
Well,
But
Yeah,
I have
we
a little
should-
bit of research I need to do. So.
Okay. Well, we never got that beer, so you let me know.
Well, after I go and do my research, I'm going down to get another beer, so you can meet me down there in
really?
some odd amount of time.
Okay. She smiles. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I'll wink, and then I'll be on my merry way.
And you merrily way out. And what research were you going to do?
I just want to see if I can find anything about that ritual. And that's my last thing.
What ritual?
The one that I was asking you about if I had ever seen, and then I rolled really good, and you're like, nope, you don't know anything about it.
The ritual, the dwarven ritual to remove the curse. Yeah. So yeah, you rolled
Yeah.
like a 21, and you'd never heard of it. Which, now that you've thought about it, like a 21 is pretty astronomically high. You should have never heard a thing about any kind of dwarven ritual to remove a curse or any kind of whatever. Never heard of the curse. And you go and you do some research at the church, if you like. Jenya's the Church of St. Cuthbert's got a pretty almost as good a library as the Blue Crater Academy, and you spend some
Okay.
time in there going over things, and nothing. Nowhere in there has there ever been any indication of this kind of ritual.
Not even in the restricted section.
You are not restricted. You're open to all the books.
Okay. Do I think that I might know of anybody who might know about them?
Well,
Like, I
Jenya,
can't think of anybody.
I mean,
besides
Jenya's has been historically pretty knowledgeable about religious things. And you ask her, I mean, while you're studying, you're like, I can't find a damn thing about this dwarven ritual, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what ritual? What are you talking about?
I describe it.
Yeah. Let me see what she rolls. Let's roll a die. Shall we?
Ooh.
She rolled a 2. So, well, she's using the library, so she does have advantage and 18 on the die. She thinks for a moment. She goes back in the back. She pulls out. She said, "If it's anywhere, it's in this book." And that's where the reroll comes from. She flips through it. I've never heard of it. It's not in here. I don't know what ritual this is, but It's either new or it's bullshit.
Oh. Or really old.
Well, if it's really old, I really think I'd have heard of it. I mean, I study this pretty. I study rituals and things like that pretty thoroughly. I've never heard of it.
Okay. Well, if you come across anything, you'd let me know, right?
Absolutely, sure. And I'll keep looking. I'll ask around. Oh, by the way, you also asked me at one point to let you guys know, and I heard from from the high priest of Sasserine, that a mutual friend of ours, and she focuses for a second. Okay, Mavu is in Sasserine. He went there to get out of town to hide, basically. I don't know much more than that, except for the fact that he's gone to the St. Cuthbert Church there, and he knew the high priest knew I was looking. We're trying to find him, so he's alive and presumably safe, and he's holding up in Sasserine at the moment.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Yes, yeah. It slipped my mind the last time I talked to you.
Okay. Well, this has been immensely helpful, Jenya. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad I can be helpful for you.
All right. Walk my way back to the bar.
Anything else for your vignette?
Can't think of anything.
All right, and you did bring up earlier, you were talking about expensive items or components for some of your newer spells. If you want them and you can afford them, just buy them. You don't have to tell me, it's fine. Just mark the money off. And that's fine. I trust you guys.
Okay.
You guys don't really care about money anyway, I've noticed. Like, you don't even, like, search creatures for loot. It's funny. All right.
Well, to put it in perspective, Matt, I have nearly 7,000 gold and nothing to spend it on. So,
okay, so you are getting a little bit of money. That's good,
And that's before we crack open the 10,000k chest.
Oh. Well, you guys go ahead and split that 3 ways. Since there's a player gone, then you're gonna get that 3 ways instead of 4.
Oh dang!
Well, all
How
right,
much was it?
So basically
333
3,000.
platinum.
Yeah, 333 platinum apiece. That's 3,330 gold. That was your payment for finding, saving, and delivering Zenith Splinter Shield.
What if it's time to up my poor lifestyle?
Still paying a copper a week.
Still renting a room from an old lady.
Yeah. What's the old lady's name?
Oh, I don't remember. Don't make me find it in my notes.
Oh,
It's in
did
here
you actually
somewhere.
have an? I didn't know. I was going to see if you were. I didn't know that you actually came up with one. I was just going to say.
I don't remember.
All right, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So Alma, anything else? You good?
I'm good.
All right. Strathiel. So they walk off. Farazan goes to see Sky, and he mentions that Khaldun goes to the Blue Crater Academy, and Alma says she's going to go have a couple of drinks at the Drunken Morkoth. And you were going to hang out outside of this house for just kind of keep an eye on things. What was your intention as far as how long were you going to stay?
I mean, he'd
It
probably
was an
stick around
8-hour
for a couple
ritual.
of, Yeah, he'd probably stick around for a couple of hours. He's kind of worried that Zenith might go off again, and that will probably kill Devkid and possibly cause harm to other people in the neighborhood. And so, like, if he freaks out, then somebody needs to be nearby to kind of stop him.
Okay.
Stab it.
Yeah.
So,
The occasional
During-
gentle stabbery.
yeah, right? Just a brain stab. I mean, he stabbed you in the brain first. So as you're sitting outside this house, and are you hidden? Are you,
Yeah.
cloaked up? So the
Yeah.
elven cloak only works with the hood's up, right? Just
Yep.
give me that advantage rolled stealth check.
That's ridiculous stealth check.
Yeah.
I think I pushed the button.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a 32.
32.
Oh my.
My God. All right. So
I guess he's also got the boots of spider climb, so he's not only like in an alley, but he's kind of up on the wall. Like,
Okay. So you're up on the wall.
Eating
You
a taco.
are a taco eating shadow,
Mhm.
and after about 20 minutes, you hear kind of a sing-song, taunting. Raphael. It's a woman's voice. I can't see you. You've gotten really good since I met you last. Wasn't very nice buying that amulet, Tarathiel. Kind of hard to keep an eye on you when you won't let us see you. And from shadows where you didn't see either, you see a woman step out and she pulls her own hood down. And you see a very familiar woman, last laugh woman. She pulls the mask off. Pulls the hood down, pulls the mask off, and you see her face. She was one of the first ones that you encountered when you first came to Cauldron. Do you remember who she is? Do you remember who that would be? I mean, I'm not really describing well. I guess it'd be hard.
Is it Jill?
It's Jill.
Yes.
You get inspiration.
Yes.
You've gotten really good at not being found.
Had
You're
a
not staying with
awful
that
lot
old
of
lady
practice.
anymore. We don't know where you're
I
staying,
heard-
but we
Hope you
know
left her
where your
alone.
friends are. Yeah, there's no point in killing her. I've got a message for you.
Is the
Actually, a
message pointy?
question. No. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to recruit. Too bad we didn't try harder earlier to get you to join us. But you've turned out to be very skillful.
Yeah,
Why don't you come and join us?
Your opening negotiation tactic needs work.
Well, she holds
Holds
up
up
a
a
hand.
hand. Missing a finger.
Don't feel too bad. He gets one from all of us eventually. But he did want me to ask you a question. Have you figured out the game yet?
I don't think so.
I think you might have found out since those many years ago in the jail cell awaiting sentencing of death for murder. You didn't know the game then either.
Who are you talking about?
You know who I'm talking about. And
I'm just
she-
going to throw a psychic dagger at her.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Do.
So we're having combat in a vignette. Haha.
Guess I should probably go to the other scene.
11.
All right, she wins. So
Thrown off
she-
guard by this.
huh? Yeah, you're totally
I'm
right.
completely thrown off by this.
Yes. So she knows you. She's obviously, before you got that amulet, you have been being watched, and they know how you fight. But she got the drop on you, and on her turn, that hood comes up, and you can give me a perception check at disadvantage to find her, and it's your turn.
Here's my turn.
It's your turn. She just she pulled her hood up and just melted back into the shadows.
Yeah.
And she's
at
kind of
disadvantage,
you
just
hear her
with
though. She's still laughing.
14 at disadvantage.
Yeah, she is completely hidden. I guess you remember.
I just start running.
Don't run too far. We know where Megan is. Where do you go?
Yeah. I think he's probably like 3 or 4 blocks away before that fully sinks in. The implications of that statement fully sinks in.
Okay.
So he's just been ducking down random alleys. And from the very first episode, I mean, that was when he escaped from having his finger cut off in the first place. He was just ducking through alleys and diving through places, and it made it difficult for him to even remember where he had been. But in this case, he knows he was near Zenith's house, or the house where they took Zenith and Devkid. So he's going to cautiously make his way back to there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a fresh, non-natural 20, but go ahead and give me, coming back to the house. And as you do come back, and those memories are flying in, flooding in, and her using these words and these names. Yeah. Now that you think about it, this is the house that you were in the day you came to Cauldron and you were abducted.
Say 26.
26.
Not quite
All
a
right.
32.
Well, can't win them all, I suppose. You come back, and like I said, I've described it many, many times. These buildings are really tall, with long shadows. You have no problem staying in the shadows. You come back to the house, outside the house. Give me a perception check. At disadvantage.
At disadvantage? Yeah. Say a 1 for a 10.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. You come back to the front of the house, and all is quiet.
I believe this is the same house.
Now you do. Now that all this has happened, you had that scrambling of like running for your life. Not really running for your life, but just mindlessly running through, and you just kind of remember, God, this is the house I was in.
He just starts pounding on the door,
Bam, 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 bam.
calling out, "Where is
No
she?"
No answer.
Wow. Luckily, I know a very good locksmith,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go and find Farazan.
All right. So you take off. It's gonna take you some time because you don't really know where he went.
I don't know where he went, and he's moved a couple of times throughout the day.
So you go through all the usual suspects. You knew that Alma went to the Drunken Morkoth. So, looks like Twitch just had a hiccup.
A Twitch up?
Maybe it's on my end.
I think so.
Is everything still good? All right. Yeah, so you knew Alma said I'm going here. Khaldun said I'm going there. You knew Farazan was going to go see Sky. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're doing.
I think if I knew that Farazan was going to go see Sky, I would head there.
Okay. And by the time you get there, he's gone, and Sky's in there, and she's the doors, the sign's turned again. It says closed, and you peek in, you see her milling about packing things up, but you don't see him in there. And you get her attention. She goes, oh, and she just waves, and she runs over. It's like, I'm always open for you. Come on in.
Where's Farazan?
He left.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. He left. I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago. At this point, I think. Yeah. He just left.
Do you know where he
Just
was
left.
going?
What did he say? He did that. No, but
Please
he
go
went
ahead.
that way. He went out and took a right, and she's pointing towards what would be the Blue Crater Academy.
And I just
No, I'm sorry.
take a-
I'm sorry. That's not true. She points. He's going to the orphanage. He mentioned something about going to see the kids. That's what it was. That was Matt's fault. That
All right.
was Scott's fault. She's very fast.
I just take off running. Thank
Okay.
you.
And
You
you
mean-
can move at Mach speed. You get there in less than a minute.
90,
It's really
90
not
feet
far
in
away.
6 seconds.
Yeah. You get there and you just missed it. He was there earlier. He was playing with the kids. And Gretchen says, "Well, I think he was going to go talk to Khaldun."
Okay.
At the Blue Crater Academy. That's right. He's going to go see Khaldun at the academy.
All right. And he just runs.
Okay.
He's
And
just pelting
bolt.
across the city at this point.
So we're going to go run into a little timey-wimey, weird thing, because this is the hour that he's sitting there with his tiara, right?
Right.
So, you get to the Blue Crater Academy, and Jonathan is at the front door, and he's like, "Raphael, are you here to see Khaldun?"
Yeah.
how can I
Khaldun,
help
is Faison here?
Yeah, he came in 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago.
Can I see him?
Sure, of course. And you go, and he gives you directions up to Khaldun's office. And Khaldun's sitting there, working on something, and it's like, "Oh, Raphael, what's going on?"
The house where they took the dwarf guy is where they cut off my finger and they have my daughter and we need to go. We need to get in there.
Okay, well, of course, just a second. And he goes and he leaves for a second, and he comes back. Farazan is kind of in a weird brain set right now. I can't seem to get to him. He took that amulet, that circlet. I'm sorry, you don't have time for this. Put the circle on his head, and he's just kind of gone dumb. Probably lasts about an hour until it gets attuned to his head. Can I help you? Is there something I can do? I'll come with you.
Yeah. Can you set fire to a door?
All day, yeah, of course. Where am I going?
Back to Zena's house.
All right, let's go. And he follows you. You guys head
And,
back.
I don't think he can do 90 feet per round, so Tarathiel does that thing where he like runs forward and then runs back to catch up to the person that's running behind him and then runs forward and then
Just doing circles. Like, would you please catch up? So yeah, he's trying to keep up, but no, you've got some serious speed on you. You get back to the house, and Khaldun like looks around, and he does, just looking around, because I'm assuming you've told him something in the meantime. Well, no, you're bolting ahead. So he's coming up behind you, and you're there already, and you're looking around, and he shows up. He's like, "In here?" Okay, and he casts firebolt, and he blasts the door, and when it hits the door opens. Just creaks.
Alright.
Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. Yeah. Let's go. I'll go. What?
Just be careful in there. Okay?
You're coming too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course.
Like,
Yeah.
Just watch your back.
Okay.
And Drathiel will slowly open the door and sneak inside.
All right. So you vanish, and Khaldun's like, I can't see you. Hey, let me hold your hand or something. And you guys start moving your way through the house. And the further in the house you get, the more the memories come back, more and more and more. And it's like instantly comes back. You remember that night very well now. You remember this, you go down to the basement. That's where you were. You go down to the basement and you see basically the remnants of people that have been hiding out here for a day or two. There's McDonald's wrappers and people, things like that. But the house is completely empty.
I'm just going to look around, looking for any sign of where they might have gone, what they might have been doing here.
Okay. Give me an investigation check, and I'll let Khaldun do as well. 4. He finds nothing. 17.
17, Drathiel.
17. So what you find, you find something, and it looks like a weird residue, and you don't know what it is, and you kind of put it under Khaldun's like in the nose, like what is this?
That's it.
Yeah. He said, what's it? And he looks at it and he kind of ponders it and tastes it. This was probably a teleportation circle, part of the outer ring. Sorry, Drathiel.
Like the one where they brought the thing in.
No, that's more of a summoning from hell. This is like, I'm going from this point to a different point.
In the same plane?
Probably, yeah.
How far could they go?
Anywhere on the planet.
Okay.
That's not
Can
true. That's the old one. Miles and miles, like 100 miles.
Could you figure out where they went?
Not with just this. No, right not.
How much?
What's going on?
Before I came to Cauldron, I was with my daughter, Megan,
I didn't know you had
and yeah,
You're the father. The father. Huh. Okay.
she's we had a fight, and she left. And the thing is, when she was born, someone came looking for her. Like a really bad someone.
Really?
And I think he found her.
Well, who was this person?
I don't know. Just this guy. He showed up out of nowhere. He completely ruined our lives.
And you think he's back?
I'm not sure he ever left.
Well, I guess we need to find him and find your daughter.
But how? Jill from the last laugh. She is working for him. Maybe he's got something to do with the last laugh. She said something about knowing the game.
I don't know a game. This doesn't seem like a game to me. Or it's a bad one if it is.
We need to take out the last laugh.
I agree. I think we should set them all on fire.
Wow. I have questions first, but afterwards, sure.
Okay. I'll help you ask questions, and then I'll help you clean up. I'll do whatever I can.
Thank you. Thank you, Khaldun. It feels good to get that off my chest. We should... Damn it. There's nothing that I can do right now. We should find the others.
All right. I need to go back to the academy. I need to go take care of some things. That's where I'll be if you need me.
All right. I've been collecting evidence on the last laugh, trying to put together what I know of their organization.
What do you have?
If I bring it to you, will you look over it?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Khaldun. It means a lot. I've been without friends for a long time.
Not anymore.
It's good to have people I can trust.
Is there anything else you'd like to do for your vignette?
No, I don't think so. I had another plan, but I think it's gone completely out of the window.
All right. What was your other plan, if
That's-
you don't mind me asking?
I was going to investigate Celeste a little bit. Not in a suspicious way, but more in a somebody mentioned that there was something going on with Celeste's family, and I just wanted to make sure that she was okay. So I was kind of my plan was probably to figure out where she stays and just send her some flowers, just to say, "Hey, thinking of you."
Yeah. Got a little sidetracked.
Swiped.
Swiped. Yeah. All right. So the vignettes are done. There's going to be some downtime. So if there's anything you guys have that you want to do in the meantime, I'm sure Tarathiel is going to be losing his mind trying to find some stuff out. Khaldun's going to be doing... Khaldun's out, right? So we're going to just kind of leave it by the wayside.
Yep.
Bearzon, you're going to be retraining, so that's pretty much going to be your entire time. And Alma, if there's anything that you're wanting to do during the time, you just let me know, and then we'll have that taken care of when we start up next week. And I forgot, with only 3 people, these vignettes are a lot shorter. That was an hour and a half, so short episode this week.
I
That's
also
not so bad,
was
though.
really struggling to maintain a position of fear and frustration from Tarathiel while the jaunty friggin' swing music is playing in the background.
I did lower the volume of that for the stream,
But it
so-
does nothing for me. I
Yeah, I
can still
know.
hear it.
All right. Yeah, you got my daughter.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, the car radio doesn't stop playing when you get in a wreck, you know?
That's true.
That's true. All right, cool.
Whew.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. If there's any people, Coward still out there?
He was there. Yep.
Yeah, there he
Yep.
is. All right.
Yeah.
And Senpai, I think I saw him earlier. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll pick up next week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard
See you
Time.
then.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Good
one.
night.
See ya.